Welcome live here for the ACOG iRacing Silver Truck Series, getting set to go green here in this fantastic night on this Friday, April Friday, excuse me. Welcome here live. My name is Zico Reyes, gonna be your only commentator here for tonight. Classic race gonna be run here. 18 drivers have signed themselves up. Not all 18 will take the green flag though. So that means a fair amount of points online and on tap here for tonight, which also translates to our point standings. For tonight, I mean, we cut off the top 10 after tonight. Those who are sitting outside of it though are not going to be able to work themselves in and maybe have a chance. So by the looks of it, all these drivers who are inside of this top 10 are probably secure, except for maybe a couple of drivers who might threaten from on back. Might be looks like Sertajman is not here, so nor is Budafuko, nor Schult, nor Henkin. So I think for Dudai, all he has to do is just finish the race out strong, and he will be one of our 10 here for tonight. Alexander Hyder, he too not in for tonight's event, so it's gonna be very interesting to see on how that'll all go. In the midst of all that, qualifying going up and away. We'll pull up the standings here on the top of your screen. And it's not a long race that's going to be ran here for tonight, just 45 laps. So, just pull up a quick beer and have at it. That's if you're of age, of course. Don't want any people drinking who's under the age, but yeah, it should be a very quick race here for tonight. Just 45 laps, nothing too threatening for tonight's event. Currently, top of the board, Logan Sluy, with a very fast time, 29.97, which is their first driver who's hit inside that 29. Dewey Schramm, huge qualifying effort by him. He starts himself in 5th, so that's going to be very interesting to see on how it'll all go. But we'll pull up the starting order here on the bottom of your screen here in just a moment. But if you're not just joining us, perfect time for you to go ahead and join in for this event, because we are about to go ahead and kick it off to the races here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Glad you tuned us in for tonight's final race before the postseason in the ACOG iRacing Silver Truck Series. Should be fun to see on how this will all go, but we'll pull up the order here on the bottom of your screen. As Logan Sluy, top of the board. Glenn Bundren Jr. right alongside of him. Jacob Dudai, good qualifying effort by that number 94. He's going to be starting in 3rd. Jackson Menchu alongside of him. Dewey Schramm, we just mentioned about him. He's usually our Maxspeedtv commentator, or our co-commentator, and he's starting in 5th place, so good effort for him. Justin Adiconis, excuse me, could be P6. You got Miles Nelson, Justin Johnson. Row number 4. Row number 5 going to be Jason Spear and Dari Marriott. Rest of the order is going to be shown on your screen. Find your favorite driver and hopefully they'll win here for tonight. We'll go all the way back to 18 spots. 3 drivers are not connected in the session, so we'll start 15 drivers here on the racetrack, which means Marcus Vanderlee, Jacob Oliver, nor Peter Kenny will start. So you will not see them on the leaderboard as it scrolls through for tonight's 45 lap event. Go, roll ourselves off here for tonight. And nothing too threatening for tonight. Just again, 45 laps, 2 tire sets that's actually going to be ran. So, nothing crazy or drastic to really threaten these drivers for these next, these upcoming laps. Dewey Schramm's going to elect with an EOL, start himself in the back. That'll put, Miles Nelson into P7. And again, not all drivers are good here for tonight. We got 18 in the field, but 15 will take the green flag. Should be fun. I'm excited. See on how this will all go from start to finish, as the field will boost itself up to the start-finish line on the hands of Logan Sully to take it into turns number 1. Pace car is in. And 45 laps of Charlotte Racing will go up and away as Sully will take it to the green. Had to go 3 wide momentarily. Into the wall goes Justin Johnson. He falls back to looks like 13th at the moment. But side by side for the lead, Bundren and Sully take it to the works in 3. They are 2 by 2, 3 rows deep between all this top 6. Great racing throughout this whole field, as they're still side by side for it. And Sully not letting go of that bottom. Oh, contact, and Bundren is gonna be able to save it. Oh, there they go. Into the wall they go, and now around goes Dudai. Hard into the wall goes one of those drivers. Ataconis gets in it. Dewey Schramm. No, that's not Dewey Schramm. Goodness gracious. Miles Nelson goes for a horrible ride. Darby Marriott also involved in that. There's Dudai. I mean, not really much of what kind of happened there, because Miles is trying to avoid what happened with Bundren. Because Bundren got sideways off of... Might have been... Yeah, there's contact leading to that. Bundren got a tap from Sully. And then it was just the whole entire big checkup there. My gosh. Horrible ride for Miles Nelson. He goes flying. Not sure how to call that though. Because, again, we'll slow it down on the replay. Sully... He might have... I don't know. You could argue that, Bundren came down, or Sully didn't even turn for the corner. They definitely made contact, though, that's for sure. Of course, it was after the fact, as Lundgren was trying to save it. Miles was already going under Dudai. Dudai had to check. It kind of washed them all up. Harder than the outside wall goes. Miles Nelson because of that. Big damage to a lot of drivers. Unfortunately for Darby Marriott, he's out. TJ Lear, who's making his debut here tonight, he is out. We'll restack up the field. Not the way some of these drivers who are making their debut want it to go. But that's pretty unfortunate. Dylan Basin, in and out. I expect him to win tonight, by the way. Throwing that out there. Everybody except the top 5 did hit pit road. Pace cars in. Sully will lead the field to the green.
Green, green, green.
So we go green. A bunch of drivers who are damaged, unfortunately. Kinda trying to keep themselves as safe as they can. Side by side here for second spot. How about Menshu? Around the 019, Jason Spear. Making a bit of a name of himself. Jason Spear coming in here, I think also making one of his very first ACOG starts here tonight. Runs himself in third at the moment. Sully now under fire from Menshu. We're gonna have a side-by-side battle yet again. Here comes Menshu to the bottom. Alright, took a whiff there. Trying to get around this 46. Didn't really make something off it. How about Adrian Beasley? He too is sitting in P3 at the moment. He gets a run off of 4 and might look around Menshu. Looks up high. Menshu wants to shut the door on him for the moment. All these drivers just doing a fine job. Look at Menshu with the run on the high side. Big run's gonna fling that 55 up high. And Adrian Beasley is also gonna be assist. Bit of an assist there. Side by side through 3 and 4. Not the first time that 46 has been under fire, but the first time we'll have, I think, a lead swap. And it's Menshu who's gonna lead that lap. That high side is really powering the favors. See Dylan Basin here in the 48. Around the 3 of Lewis Galvin making his first start here tonight. So Menshu to the front for the first time tonight. Sully, who was the only driver in the 29 range, now fall to third. He's going to be met with Jason Spear in the moment. But right now, Jackson Menshu, not necessarily for the first time we've seen him up front, but typically we see him up front on super speedways. No offense to him, of course. But great to see Jackson Menshu in the 55 leading laps here. And alongside the fact, I mean, look at these drivers right behind. We're seeing a bunch of drivers who we really don't know. This whole entire top 4. Either A hasn't won in a while, or B hasn't won at all. Adrian Beasley looking for his first. Logan Sully looking for his first. Then Jason Spear, who's looking for his first. Menchu has a couple on his name, only on the super speedways. And we'll have to scroll all the way back to 5th to see the driver with a fair amount of wins, and that's Dylan Basin, who I expect to easily weave himself through the field and make a challenge here in just a moment. Ethan Moses and not Lewis Galvin, that's Justin Johnson. Both of these drivers were outside of this top 5. Currently, have been with each other for a while, and Ethan's going to back off of Justin for the moment. Here comes Basin on the high side. No surprise to see Basin right up against the barrier, trying to search for a bit of grip, pull himself forward. We'll have to see how that will work. Dylan Basin, the only driver to really pit off of that cycle. If we do get a caution, every single driver will be able to make it on fuel, but Dylan Basin is the only driver inside of this top 5 who's going to be able to make it on fuel. So he is already weaving himself through the field. No surprise there, because he could push the issue. Jason Spear wants to have a duel with Basin, though. Now we're also going to go side by side for the second spot. It looks like 34, tight off the corner. And that'll pull Sully into that second spot. So Menchu still retaining the lead for the time being. But he's definitely going to have a bit of company, because Sully is going to be harassing him, as well as Basin. And here comes Sully. Menchu's going to follow with Menchu's going to be followed by Basin. Sully will take the lead back, but Menchu is getting a push from Basin. And they're going to go 3 wide. Here comes Basin, right up against the barrier. Is going to propel that machine all the way to the front. Sully could not get a run and a bite off of turn number 2. Basin, no surprise, he goes to the front. I mean, again, that's, as I said, no surprise to see Basin easily sweep himself through the field. I expected him to win tonight. And off of that pit cycle as well. He is a man who's looking good on fuel. Let's go back all the way to here. Battle for 7th. And it's Lewis Galvin. He's putting up a bit of a challenge here on Ethan Moses. All these 3 drivers know each other off of a bit of a backstory with all these 3 drivers. Before hopping on to iRacing, they've known each other off of a different platform. These drivers, these trio, Ethan Moses, Lewis Galvin, and Justin Johnson, all know each other off of a different platform. They've known each other for years. And there's our man, Dewey Schramm, in P9 at the moment, just currently floating himself back, just minding his own business, last on the lead lap. Just logging in laps, nothing much of it. And here comes Sully to the inside, but gets pinched off into turn number 1. Basin has to float up. Now tracking a bit wider than he wants to because he pinched into 1 and still be clear for the lead. But Sully has put him up a fight. In terms of fuel, though, it's not looking good for everybody from second on back. Basin, again, he did hit pit road that first caution. So he's going to be able to make it all the way to the end. The rest of these guys, though, who stayed themselves out, who knows? Sully, Menchu, Spear, and Beasley all stayed themselves out, as well as Galvin. Sully to the front. Like Basin is gonna lay himself back for the moment. Coming up on halfway through the race. Not necessarily halfway through just yet, as Spear is gonna put the pressure on Menshu. Menshu really fell off of that long run. He's looked like as though he used up too much tire there. But the person who's fallen off the most is Beasley, who's running inside of the top 3, is now gonna get harassed here by Justin Johnson, who's flirting with the outside wall. He's now in it, and working himself by. Ethan Moses is gonna pull himself into position. Oh, Dewey Schramm seems as though gonna get lapped, unfortunately. Looks like a lot of right side damage off of this machine. Oh, Justin Adiconis. Disconnection from him. So there might have been not sure if Dewey and Adiconis got into each other, but looks like Dewey. No, looks like Adiconis trouble all by himself. So car on pit road. I think that is either Dewey Schramm or somebody else. That's TJ Lear. Oh, you know, he's really worked himself up into the mix. 019 and Jason Spears really started to work inside at the top too. I mean, long green flag run. These drivers might have pushed it a bit too much. Basin really falling back, really uncharacteristic for Basin. He goes absolutely nowhere. And now it's Spear on the offensive. And the first time Spear's going to put up a bit of a challenge, and Basin just lets him by. And Menshu's also rolling himself back into this top 3 as well. Honestly, very surprised to see this, as Dewey is trying to get his lap back. Oh, he's in the outside wall just a bit. "20 laps to go this time by. Long green flag run. With 8 cars on the lead lap. Sully looking for his first ever ACOG win. Spear putting pressure. He seems as though he saved a fair amount of tire throughout that run, and I mean, we saw Basin working out there against the safer barrier, trying to pull himself forward to maybe make something happen. He did take it 3 wide off of Beasley and Sully to get himself up there, but he might have used up too much tire there in the high side. And it's 3 cars under a blanket as Menshu slowly starts to fall back. Now it's Basin again, up on the high side. He might be flirting around with this top 2, as Basin easily noses outside of Spear for that spot. So he's going to be the one to get pushed. And it's Basin yet again to fling it up high. Beasley over the radio just saying he's plowing. Can't do much. And he falls back as Ethan Moses goes around him. Justin Johnson also going 1 lap down. Justin Johnson has decided to hit pit road. 2-tire call for him, and look how sideways he is. So I'm not sure if we are going to see pit stops. If we do, going to be very interesting on what type of call we're going to see. If we're going to see a 2-tire call, 4-tire call, or whatever call. Mason works himself to the front. And it's Sully to go ahead and maybe, I think he's trying to salvage as much as he can. Dewey Schramm approaching this trio of cars, trying to get one of his laps back to put him now 1 lap down. And to the bottom goes Dewey. Shram, of course, doesn't really want to be a part of this battle. He's trying to keep himself behind. Doesn't want to. Doesn't want to be a part. Menchu comes in. This is a surprise. Okay, so looks like none of these drivers who stayed themselves out are gonna be able to hit pit. I mean, are able. No, now Basin comes in. Okay, this is a huge surprise. So we're gonna have some green flag cycles now, and with 13 laps to go, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a 2-tire call for all these drivers. Get yourself in and out as you know, quickly as you can. Super surprised to see a call like this. Basin goes with 4 tires. I cannot believe there's no 2-tire call. How in the world? Okay, so who's the first driver on 2? Basin elects with 4. Here comes Justin Johnson. He flings ahead of all these drivers. Justin Johnson is the only driver to elect with 2. But the gap between himself and Basin is just so much. But the yellow flag comes out. What has happened? And around goes Jason Spear. Whoa, what the heck? That looks like to be very, very mechanical. As Jason Spear was coming off of pit road, that car just took a hard right. Hard into the outside wall and plows the inside wall in the process. So the man who was running himself inside of this top 3, out of it. Man, that's so unfortunate. But the person who's going to be lucky off of this is going to be Sully. Justin Johnson back on in. He elected on with 2 tires, so no surprise to see Justin Johnson back on pit road. Look at this top 3 now. Basin, Menchu, Moses. So Justin Johnson's 2-tire call does not work the favor. And now Basin, this has basically been gifted to him. As Dewey Schramm gonna get a wave around. Dewey Schramm, huge break for him. He actually gets a wave around. I mean, not necessarily a wave around, but Dewey, he's gonna hit pit road to put on 4 tires, but he's lead lap through pit cycles. So what was a guy who was fighting himself to get himself inside of the back on the lead lap, it just gifted for him to, you know, pull himself back into position. So Dewey Schramm's going to be starting in 8th by the looks of it. Sully is back on pit road. One to go at the line. And this looks like to be all basin.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Okay. Looks like the way the caution has fell, we will have to extend You'll have to extend the caution. Admins will have to extend the caution. Get back up. Everybody looks like got a wave around. Not very sure how that works, but Basin and everybody else will just, you know, easily I guess, themselves around. That's kind of weird. Never seen that happen before. So the one to go at the line. Everybody comes to a halt. Pace cars in. We all stack up double file to the start finish line. We'll see 6 laps to go. This time by green flag. Manchu didn't get rolling, and Basin's gonna run up away with this thing by the looks of it. All favored for Basin, but we'll see if Manchu and Justin Johnson could maybe take a challenge at Basin, and I'll have to see on how that'll all work. Ethan Moses on the bottom side getting pinched down by Solyi, and Beasley there in position to maybe make something happen. Galvin's also looking in the process. 5 laps to go this time. Manchu's coming. They're side by side for third, so if they get side by side for the lead, whoever pulls himself forward from that third spot is going to be maybe in position to take a challenge. Menchu's going to try the high side. Never mind. Drops back down low. Big arc there through the corner. He's trying to do whatever he can to pull himself a gain forward. 4 laps to go. Jason got a better exit. He's going to break the draft just a slight bit as Solyi works himself by Justin. You can only do so much as Justin harasses Solyi for that spot. And Justin to the outside wall. Beasley goes by. Moses goes by as well. Now it's Galvin to take challenge on Justin. Basin breaks his draft yet again. Man who I was very surprised to not make a challenge is Ataconis, who did DNF this race. As Basin, another set of good corners there. Keeps himself clear of the 55. I don't expect Menchu to make too much of a challenge to Basin. Once he got himself in clean air, it seems as though this is all written for a Basin win. And Menchu in the outside wall, wraps it up. Basin takes the white. Menchu pushed it off, and Basin will run up away with this thing. Off of the fourth corner. Easy does it for the 48. He'll take the checkered flag here at Charlotte. Menchu will come home second, excuse me. Sully will come home in third. Beasley and Moses. Nice top 5 for Moses. First time he'll see that 110. In 5th spot for the first time. Everybody else crosses the start-finish line on the lead lap. To Spear, who is 13 laps down for Basin, though. That was easy. We'll pick it home here tonight at Charlotte. Unfortunately for him, not going to be a part of the 10-car field for the playoffs coming next week, but good resume to add that 48 to win here tonight. We'll take home the checkered flag as full results on your screen. Basin, Menchu, Sully, Beasley, Moses round themselves out top 5. Justin Johnson, Lewis Galvin, Dewey Schramm round out the rest of the cars on the lead lap. Got Spear, Ataconis, Jacob Dude, Ibundrin, TJ Lear, Marieth, and Nelson rounding out top 15. Peter Kenny, Jacob Oliver did not start tonight's race, nor did Marcus Vanderlee. We'll be right back right after this. We'll interview the top 3 and get ourselves out of here so everybody can watch the truck race. Back here live for the ACOG Silver Truck Series. Running ourselves out of here at Charlotte. We'll interview the top 3 and get ourselves out of here. As Dylan Basin rounds himself up top for his first win of the season. I don't think he's been in victory lane until now, but a good win for Basin as he leads 16 out of the scheduled 45 laps here for tonight. Basin, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Basin, congratulations on your win here for tonight. Started yourself out back and worked yourself to the front. No surprise to see that 48 up front, and you win it tonight. First thoughts?
A good practice race. I kind of wish half the field didn't get taken out in like lap 2, but it was pretty fun. Like when I got to the lead, I thought I could make it to the end on that run, that long run we had, but then realized I was like a gallon short in fuel, so I started saving a little bit, and that's why I fell behind so much. And then I realized I'm not gonna make it off of that, so I just started going again. And then they started to undercut me, and I realized that, like, if I couldn't really stay out long at all, because I just get undercut and I wouldn't have enough time to come back, so I just pitted right there anyways. Yeah, it came out to a good time. Battle at the end was, I thought Jackson was going to get to me for a little bit because the draft was sucking him in so much, but he couldn't do anything in the corners. But, it was fun, and thank you for hosting this, and show up tomorrow at Chicagoland.
Alright, so 10 for 48. Dylan Basin rounds himself out in first spot, starting at 15th. Before I let you go, any sponsors want to take care for tonight?
Just SRD setups. Lowe's MVP, how about that? My dad and North Force Racing.
Alright, about 10 for Dylan Basin rounds himself out in second. First, we'll go ahead and see you come next race, man.
Yep, thank you.
Dragon Jackson Menshew in P2.
Holy moly.
Yes, he started himself in P4, but Menshew looks like he just ran out of time there at the end. Walk me through the race here for tonight.
Yeah, it was a great race. Start to start. Thank you for hosting. It was a good event. Glad I was able to participate. I won't be here tomorrow, but we had a good long run. I thought it was going to go green the whole time, so I thought I might as well throw a Hail Mary and pit. I was the first one to pit, and I didn't say anything. I just wanted to see if anyone would notice because I kind of dropped off from the top three, and then we had a caution, and that last restart, I just didn't have that bite into the corner. I was a little too tight, a little close, but too far away from Dylan. He was doing really good, so congrats to him.
Yeah, you decided to hit pit road. Of course, you had to pit at least one more time, get yourself all the way to the end. Did you think you would have had a shot there if the thing went green all the way, or was it kind of secure for Basin there?
Well, sorry. Yeah, he just had it, on that last restart. I was trying to get there. I think the first couple laps, I was able to keep up with him, but he eventually just got away, and I was too tight. And I just thought I might as well just survive. No point risking a potential, top three. So, it is what it is. I felt like we could have won, but, there were some certain things where I added too much fuel in the car, and, I didn't adjust the steering ratio. I don't know if that really would have made a big difference, but just little factors, and maybe my driving could have been a little better as well. So, all in all, it was a good race. Congrats to Dylan once again. Congrats to the top three. It was a great race. Very clean, really exciting. I'm sure it was fun to watch, and what about Dewey Stram in the top 10, man? That's so cool. Really exciting. Good race all around.
Yes, sir. Jackson Menshew rounds himself out P2 here tonight after leading 9 laps out of scheduled 45. But before I let you go, any sponsors want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank everyone at Exalta Racing Association, KRA. On a serious note, all my teammates at Logan Cozy Drive Development, Justin Iaconis was in the race. Jake Drew, my spotter, and all the others, Rowan Gill and Ethan and everyone. And once again, thanks to you guys for putting up a great show. And best of luck for the rest of the week to all the drivers.
About time for Jackson Menshew rounds himself up P2. We'll go ahead and see him next race. Dragging one more person into P3. That's Logan Sully, first top 3 this season. That 48 started himself on pole, led 18 laps, but unfortunately just too far away from your first win here tonight in the ACOG iRacing season. Sully, got a copy?
Yep.
All right, buddy. You started yourself up top, first driver in the 29 throughout the whole entire race, but seems as though when it came down to the race, you were up there. But it seems as though Basin was just faster.
Yeah, it didn't help that on that green flag pit stop, that entering pit road, because I thought it was 55 entering, not 45. But then I got lucky when the caution came out, because I was serving my penalty, so I had to try my best to get from the back to where I ended up finishing in third. But all in all, it was a good race, good battle with Dylan and Menshew at the end there. It was fun.
Yes, sir. You ran yourself out P3 here tonight for your, I think, first ever top 5 this season, or excuse me, top 3. So, of course, not fighting in for the points battle nor the playoff. What are you looking forward to for the rest of the weekend?
Probably the Xfinity Series on Sunday. I plan to run that as well, hopefully.
All right, by 10 for that number 46 rounds himself out P3 after starting himself up top of the board. But before I let you go, any sponsors want to take care for tonight?
Not really any sponsors, I guess. Thanks Moza Racing. I don't know. I got one of those their wheels recently and was racing with it.
All right, about 10-4. Logan Sully rounds himself out third after starting himself in first. We'll go ahead and see you coming to your next race, bud.
Thank you.
That'll be it in terms of the top. Actually, we'll go ahead and drag in Ethan Moses here into the booth and see what he has to say. Ethan, you got a copy, man?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah, that's not 110, running himself out P5 for his first ever top 5 this season in the ACOG iRacing series. Ethan, congratulations, man. You started yourself in 11th, but worked yourself into 5th. Kind of was, was outside of that top 4 battle, but hey, top 5, man.
Yeah, it was definitely incredible, and we got kind of lucky there with a couple of the guys taking us out on lap 3. It was a really crazy perspective. I nearly got clipped from one of the guys, and then after that, we just really tried to chill. We were just trying to save the tires because this is really a tire-saving track, and we ended up with top 5.
Yes, sir. You didn't lead any laps, though, but you kept yourself in position for that top 5, passing guys like Justin Johnson, Lewis Galvin, Dewey Schramm to put yourself in that position. But, of course, a big perspective off of that first caution. You were right in front of it. What'd you see out of your windshield?
Let me look back at it real quick. I think I saw someone get loose, if I'm correct. Let me look. Yeah, someone got loose. I think Logan might have neck coated someone. I'm not trying to put the blame on anyone, but then I think someone hit the wall and then they just sent everybody down the track. And it was like if I was a second late on the throttle, I would have been like collected in it.
Luckily for you, you kept yourself out there clean and picked yourself up a top 5 here for tonight at Charlotte, man. Congratulations. But before we let you go, any sponsors want to thank you for tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Sunoco. I mean, I've run 2 races with in BFix with them in Richmond, so clearly a lucky sponsor there. I might have to find some more Sunoco paint schemes on trading paints.
All right, about 10-4. That Sunoco Chevrolet is going to work itself inside of this top 5. Congratulations on finishing 5th. We'll go ahead and see you come next race, man.
Thank you.
That was Ethan Moses out there in the 110, but up front, no surprise to see Dylan Basin up top. And we will see you for the next race, of course, coming tomorrow at Chicagoland. 50 laps there for that event, but we will see you next time.